coming back from the post office and I'm thinking to myself, us brown skin, dark skin girls, I always wonder, like, what's the difference between us in our dating lives and the difference between a Latina and a Caucasian woman? Like, what is the difference between all three of us, right? And the difference between us brown skin and dark skin women is that we don't serial date before our partners. We find one person and we believe that is our forever, and we work with that. Settle down and we say, yeah, this is it. And I'm gonna work with all their flaws, and I'm gonna work with all of their baggage. I'm gonna work with everything they have, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Did you know that, like, this is just, I mean, there's no wrong or right way. But did you know that we are supposed to be dating? Like, our 20s are supposed to be, we're supposed to use our 20s and spend it dating, serial dating, not including sex. I'm not talking about going around and sleeping with everyone. I'm talking about sifting and sorting our partners and making sure. Not saying you can't do it in your 30s, but really and truly, that's what our time is to be spent doing. It's not to find the first candidate and settle down and say, this is it. And then we wonder, why the divorce rate and why the cheating rate and why all that rate is so high in our community. Not saying it's not high in other ethnic group communities, but, we think about our community because it's our community, right? And serial dating is so important because then we get pregnant for these men, and then we have children, and years later we realize that this isn't going to work for us, and then boom, it's a broken home. It's a single parent household. You know what I'm saying? Like, and guys do it, and we women, we neglect it because we just don't believe in it. But I don't personally feel that your first partner is your forever partner. Yes, it can happen, but I truly believe serial dating is so important. Sifting and sorting without the sex. For example, it's like a job, right? You never just give the job to the first interview, or the first person that gets the interview. You never just give that job to the first person that gets the interview. You take the time and you skip through the candidates and you say, okay, this person have these qualities, and I like that person because that person have that qualities, and that person can do this, and this person, this is their weaknesses, and this is their strengths, and I'm willing to work with their weaknesses because their strengths work for me and I can help them to work on their weaknesses, right? That's like a job. Like, so you have to look at serial dating as a job because you're literally picking the best candidate for your life. And I honestly feel that sometimes we don't really take our life seriously consciously. Like, subconsciously, we don't take our lives seriously in a subconscious way. Like, of course, consciously, we don't want anything to happen to us, and we want to have the best partner, and we want to, do it. But I feel like it's two things. We don't take our life subconsciously seriously, and then I also think that we identify too well with struggle love. We identify too well with struggling with someone to get it right. We identify too well with marrying and being in relationships for potential, hoping this person will change and hoping that things will get better and hoping and hoping and hoping. And it's like, we glorify this ride or die thing so much. And it's crazy because this is only really seriously happening a lot in our. So that's what I feel. I feel it's very important that we serial date, especially in our 20s, and of course we can do it in our 30s, but I really feel that's the best way to find a partner that's really gonna suit your needs, like that's really gonna suit you, really gonna work for you. Because if you just pick the first thing, you'll never know what the other things feel like. And then what if you're a person who you get tired because you pick that first thing and you never experience anything else, and now you're married and you're ready for something else and you're afraid to walk away from what you spent years building, so you just cheat. So I definitely feel so. I feel it's the best way, so that when you have your partner, you feel good knowing that I've tried it, this is what works for me, and no matter what, I'm gonna work on it. And then you ride or die, because you. Okay, guys, so someone asked me what's worse than cheating. So guys, thank you first off for listening to my opinions. You didn't have to listen to them, but you did, and I want to thank you. So what's worse than cheating? What's worse than cheating is falling in love with the person you cheated with. Falling in love with that person and realizing that you no longer want to be with your partner, and you no longer want to be in a relationship that you've committed years into, all because you didn't serial date, all because you didn't spend time trying to know yourself, understand yourself, embrace yourself, and focus on yourself, but instead you chose to input that time into someone else instead of on you. So that's kind of what's worse than cheating. What's worse than cheating is falling in love with the person you cheated with. Now you can't stop thinking about them. Now the decision is irreversible and you feel stuck. How you get out of that, I have no idea. But that's the best thing I can tell you. That's worse than cheating. And also, guys, thank you so much for just making these opinions. Thank you so much for just allowing us to agree to disagree. I'm not a relationship guru. This is just my thoughts. I was driving and thinking about it, and I wanted to share it with you. I feel like it makes sense. I feel like it's important, and it's not knocking anybody. It's no shots fired. If it hurts, it hurts. I get it. I 100% get it. But